Jai Hind children. So in the last class we had discussed about the topic why do we fall ill, the chapter why do we fall ill. In that chapter we discussed about the main topics such as causes of diseases, such as immediate cause and contributory causes with an example. Then after that we studied about the differences between infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases and different microorganisms that cause different diseases, their examples, and we studied about antibiotics. Then today we are going to discuss about how these diseases are spreading in the community, which are the ways. So how do these infectious diseases spread? You know that these diseases spread from an infected person to a healthy person through different means. That means through air, through water, through food, through direct contact, isn't it? So these are the ways in which these diseases spread from an infected person to a healthy person. We can study one by one. The question is, how do infectious diseases spread? You know that many microbial agents, that means disease causing microorganisms, that is pathogens. These microbial agents that spread from man or move from an infected person to a healthy person in different ways. And these ways are either through air or through contaminated water or through food or by the insects such as mosquitoes. These mosquitoes carries, or by direct physical contact. So through these ways, the diseases are spreading from an infected person to a healthy person. Anyhow, these infectious diseases are spreading in the community, that is spreading from an infected person to a healthy person. That means that communicate from a diseased person to a healthy person. So this is also called as what? Communicable diseases. That means that disease can spread from an infected person to a healthy person. So it is called communicable diseases also. Then first one is how these diseases spread through air. So the infected person, suppose that infected person sneezing or coughing or by coughing, at that time droplets will come out and that spread through the air. Droplets come out and that spread in the air, isn't it? In the air, and those who standing near that infected person can breathe these droplets so that microbe can get a chance to infect that healthy person. So for example, that means when the infected person sneeze or cough, thousands of droplets will spread in the air. When a person standing near to that or standing close to that of the infected person, he can breathe these droplets from the air, then that particular microorganisms will infect whom? Those stand near that infected person. Thus that disease will spread to the infected person to a healthy person. For example for such diseases, that diseases spread through the air, examples are pneumonia, then tuberculosis, then common cold, etc. Next is diseases which spread through water. So you know that drinking water always it will be clean, isn't it? But suppose a person with some diseases such as gut diseases such as cholera or dysentery, suppose their excreta that get mixed with this drinking water, what will happen? And this drinking water used by the nearby people, then there is a chance of getting the same diseases to another healthy person. That means the excreta of a person having gut diseases, when these excreta get mixed with the drinking water, then suppose this drinking water used by the people nearby, this drinking water, that is this what drinking water is now get mixed with what excreta, and suppose this drinking water used by the people nearby, then these infection get to whom? The healthy person. These diseases spread from that infected person to this healthy person. So when the excreta of an infected person get mixed with the drinking water and that drinking water is used by the people nearby, then there is chance for getting these diseases to the healthy person that they used this drinking water. So in that way the disease is spreading through the water. Such diseases are example cholera, then dysentery, then hepatitis, etc. Then third one is by direct contact. For example, through sexual contact. You know that the sexual contact that involves the direct contact between two partners, so there is a chance of some infectious diseases. For example, syphilis, AIDS, etc. Of these, you know that these diseases can transmitted. That is, these diseases can transmitted from an infected partner to a healthy partner. So, because there is a direct contact between these persons, so that disease is spread from an infected partner to a healthy partner. You know that this AIDS, what is its full form? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, that is the full form for what? AIDS, and it is caused by a virus called HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus. Here you can see HIV. So human immunodeficiency virus. So this acquired immunodeficiency syndrome caused by virus named as HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. These virus directly affect our immune system, so that many diseases we will affect with many diseases, so that an AIDS patient will die, not only by a single disease. So that it is named as what is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, not disease. Syndrome. There is a numerous diseases will affect that particular person because this HIV virus directly affect the immunity system of human body. Okay. Then these AIDS diseases or sexually transmitting diseases, you know that these diseases, syphilis and AIDS, these are transmitted from an infected partner to a healthy partner during the sexual contact. So that these diseases are also known as STDs, that means sexually transmitted diseases, STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. And these diseases will not transmit because of any direct physical contacts. Direct physical contacts such as handshaking or hug or the sports like wrestling. In these ways, these diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, will not transmit from an infected person to a healthy person. These will transmit only through the sexual contact. Okay. Then one more point is there about this AIDS diseases. That is, these AIDS causing virus, that is HIV, these will transmit. One way is what? That is through the sexual contact. Then there are some other ways are also there. These HIV transmit from an infected person to a healthy person. Which are the different ways? That is, these HIV transmit from an infected partner to a healthy partner. First one is by direct, that is by sexual contact. Then the other ways are, these viruses transmit by unsafe blood transfusion. And another way is, this will transmit from the needles, through the needles, and also by blades, through the blades that is used by the barbers, in the barber shops. So through that also, these blades, through the blades also, these HIV blades will transmit from an infected person to a healthy person. And these diseases are also transmitted from an infected mother to her baby during pregnancy period, or through breastfeeding. Through this way also, this disease, that is, this AIDS disease, transmitted from an infected partner to a healthy partner. So once again, these AIDS, that is direct contact diseases, that will transmit through the direct contact. For example, through sexual contact. Sexual contact is the direct contact between two partners. So there is also a chance for infectious diseases such as syphilis, then AIDS, gonorrhea, etc. Of these AIDS disease, what is the expanded form for AIDS? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and the virus name is HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus. These AIDS viruses transmitted from an infected partner to a healthy partner through sexual contact. What are the other ways these HIV transmitted from an infected person to a healthy person? That is through unsafe blood transfusion. Then through the needles that is used in the hospitals, through that needles or through the blades. And from an infected mother to her baby during pregnancy or through the breastfeeding. Then these diseases, that is not only AIDS, sexually transmitting diseases are not transmitting from an infected person to a healthy person by through the physical contacts such as handshaking, hug, or through the sports, etc. Then some diseases that will transmit from an infected person to a healthy person through indirect contact. Indirect contacts include what? Such as the usage of an infected person's towel or clothes or their tumbler or mug, etc. If you are using the same things, that is used by an infected person, there is a chance for getting that infectious diseases to a healthy person. That is by indirect contact. For example, chickenpox, leprosy, etc. Okay. Then another one is through vectors. Through vectors. So what are these vectors? Here the vectors are the animals. The animals which carry the infectious agents such as microorganisms or pathogens, infectious microbes. The animals which carry the infectious microbes or the pathogens from a sick person to an healthy person, and these animals here act as only an intermediary, isn't it? So such animals are called vectors. For example, the most common vector is the mosquito. Example, mosquitoes. Then dog is also an example, that is rabid dog, no, that is causing rabies. So such that dog is also an example for vector. So some animals that carry these infectious agents from an infected person to a healthy person, and here these animals are called as what? Vectors. The most common vector is which one? Mosquitoes. Then another one is also there, housefly. All of you know that housefly also. So here it is mosquitoes. Why these mosquitoes? Especially the female mosquitoes are transferring these diseases from an infected person to a healthy person. Why? Because these female mosquitoes, they need nutritious food. For what purpose? They need nutritious food for laying eggs. For laying eggs. These female mosquitoes, they need nutritious food for laying eggs. So these mosquitoes bite whom? The warm-blooded animals. These will bite the warm-blooded animals such as including the human beings. So that the female mosquitoes are biting us because they need that nutritious food. Which one is their nutritious food? Our blood. Then only they can lay eggs. That means the healthy eggs, so that they bite us and taking our blood. So the female mosquitoes, they need nutritious food for laying healthy eggs, so that these mosquitoes will bite the warm-blooded animals including humans. Okay, at that time they transmit what also? These disease-causing microbial agents from an infected person to a healthy person also. Thus, vectors also, through the vectors also, there is a chance for spreading of diseases or communicate disease from one person to another person. So, these are the different means of spread through the air, through water, through food, then through direct contact, through indirect contact, and also through the vectors. So you can see there is a diagram, and in that diagram also you can see that what different means of spread. Look at that. When the disease causing microbes that spread through the air, water, then this direct contact, etc., then they go where? Into our body. There are many possible ways, such as organs or into the tissues. Different organs are there in our body, inside the body also. There are different organs are there, or there are different tissues. So there is a chance for going where? Into the organs or into the tissues. Then different microbes, they target different parts of our body. Different microorganisms, their target is also different. That means their target is different parts of our body. Then this selection is connected to their point of entry. Then how they select these parts? because when the point of entry is where, through which point they are entering into the body, that is through the nose or through the mouth, like that, where the point of entry, like that will affect. So this selection is connected to their point of entry, not for all diseases, for some diseases only. So once again, these different microorganisms, their target is different parts of our body, and how they are selecting these different parts, this selection is connected to their point of entry. Then for example, suppose the disease causing microorganisms from the air that enter our body via the nose, that is through the nose, definitely that will reach where? Into the lungs. Then there is a chance for getting which disease? Tuberculosis. The tuberculosis caused by bacteria. So these bacteria from the air through the nose, that will reach where? Into the lungs, then that cause tuberculosis. So here the point of entry is nose. So there is a target organ is which one? Lungs. The next example, for example, typhoid causing bacteria. This typhoid causing bacteria through the water, that is from the water through the mouth, that will stay where? In the gut lining, that is in the alimentary canal, and cause which disease? Typhoid. And another one, jaundice. Jaundice is affecting which organ? Liver. That is also, these microorganisms enter through the water and through the mouth and reaching where? Into the liver and cause jaundice. Okay, these are related to this point, that is the selection of which part. That selection is connected to their point of entry. Through which point they are entering into the body, there is a particular organ is there. There they will affect. These are the examples. But in case of AIDS, malaria, Japanese encephalitis, such as in these diseases, the target is not connected to the point of entry. So previous topic I told about what? These some microorganisms, that diseases, how they are selecting the part or a tissue or organ, that is related to their point of entry. But here these diseases, that is not related to their point of entry. For example, AIDS. Already we studied that this AIDS caused because of the unsafe sex, that is through the sex organs. But this AIDS disease not affected to where? In the sex organs, but it is affecting where? Our immune system. That means the AIDS causing viruses affect the lymph nodes of our body. These lymph nodes are present throughout our body, and these viruses affect the lymph nodes. Thus they affect our immune system. Remember, these AIDS viruses are not affecting the sex organs. Okay. Then malaria. Malaria is a protozoan disease causing protozoan. So that malarial disease occur because of mosquito bite. Through the mosquito, that infectious agent will reach our body, but it goes where? Into the liver. Through the blood, it reaches where? Into the liver, then to RBC. This malaria will affect the liver, then to RBC. Then another disease, Japanese encephalitis. Japanese encephalitis. It is also known as brain fever, and this disease also affected by, that is because of mosquito bite, but that will affect not in the blood, but it will affect where? Infect the brain. That will affect the brain. So these three diseases, these all are examples. Here we can see that their point of entry is different, and they are affecting where? Affecting to some other region or some other parts. There is no connection with the point of entry. So examples, these diseases, AIDS, malaria, Japanese encephalitis, in which organ they are affecting, that's also you have to study. So the sign and symptom of a disease will thus depend on the tissue or organ which the microbe targets. Okay, the sign and symptom of a disease will thus depend on the tissue or organ which the microbe targets. For example, lungs. If lungs are the target, then what is the symptom? The symptoms are cough and breathlessness. If lungs are the target, then the symptoms are cough and breathlessness. If liver is the target, then the symptom is what? Jaundice. Then if brain is the target, then what are the symptoms? Headache, vomiting, fits or unconsciousness. So, the sign and symptom of a disease will thus depend on the tissue or organ which the microbe targets. So, we had completed the tissue specific manifestations or organ specific manifestation also, which part or in which organ or in which tissue these microbes affect and what symptoms they will show, isn't it? So, in addition to these tissue specific effects, there will be some common effects also. So, in addition to these tissue specific effects, there will be some common effects too. That depend on what? That depend on the fact that the body immune system, that depend on the fact that the body immune system is activated in response to infection. Suppose any microorganisms will enter our body and that will reach that particular organ or tissue, then our body also activate, which part? That is our immune system activate to protect our body against this infection. So, this in addition to these tissue specific effects, there will be common effects too. And that common effects depends on what? That depend on the fact that body immune system is activated in response to infection. How body immune system will activate? So, an active immune system that recruits, these are the point, that an active immune system recruits many cells to the affected tissue for what purpose? To kill off the disease causing microbes, to kill off the disease causing microbes. So, an active immune system recruits many cells to the affected tissue to kill off the disease causing microbes, and that recruitment process is called inflammation. And that recruitment process is called what? Inflammation. That we can see that inflamed area become swell and red in color, and we can have pain also, red swollen areas. So, inflammation, what is that inflammation process? This recruitment process of cells. Our immune system will select some cells, and that recruitment process is called what? Inflammation. And this inflammation have local effects and general effects. What is the local effect? Such as pain, then swelling, etc. Such as swelling or pain. These are the local effects of this inflammation, and there are some general effects also. General effects are such as fever. Fever is a general effect of what? This inflammation. So, once again, in addition to the tissue specific effects, there will be common effects too, and that common effects depend upon the fact that the body immune system is activated in response to infection. An active immune system recruits many cells. Recruits means selecting. So, select many cells to the affected tissue for what purpose? To kill the disease causing microbes. And that recruitment process is called inflammation. And this inflammation have local effect and general effect. The local effects including swelling and pain, and general effects include fever. In some cases, the tissue specificity of the infection leads to very general seeming effect. That's a point. In some cases, the tissue specificity of the infection, that leads to very general seeming effect. For example, HIV. We studied, what is the full form? Human immunodeficiency virus. That virus, that will goes directly into the immune system, and that damage that immune system. directly goes where? Into the immune system and damages the immune system. Thus, it makes the immune system weaker. Thus, makes the immune system weaker. So that the victim of that HIV, that person die because of large number of diseases. That victim of that person become a victim of large number of diseases. That HIV person become, because that virus will affect where? Our immune system. So that person become a victim of large number of diseases. Why that person will get the large number of diseases? Because the body cannot fight against even minor infections. Because you know that there are various microorganisms are surrounding us, isn't it? They are affecting us also, but we are not getting all diseases. Why? We have a healthy immune system is there. But these HIV, that virus, affect our immune system so that that body cannot fight against even minor infections. For example, small cold for that AIDS patient, a small cold become pneumonia. And for a minor gut infection, that is some infections in the alimentary canal, that will leads to major diarrhea with the blood loss also. So thus that will affect, that means that these viruses will affect the immune system. So an AIDS patient will die not only because of that virus, because of all diseases. Why that patient get all diseases? Because that body is not effective, that is body cannot fight against even small infections also, because these viruses affect where? Directly in our immune system. Then another point is the sign and severity of disease and its symptoms. The sign, the severity and its symptoms that depend on the number of microbes that is present in the body. Another point, an important point, the sign and severity of diseases and its symptoms also depend on what? The number of microbes present in the body. For example, if the number of microbes is very small, that is very small number of microorganisms only present, then that symptoms or manifestations may be minor or unnoticed. If the same number of, if the microorganisms, its number is large, then that disease may be severe enough to be life-threatening. That means that will lead to death also. So the sign, severity and its symptom also depend on the number of microbes present in the body. If the number of microbes is very small, then that manifestations may be or symptoms may be very minor or sometimes unnoticed also. If the number of the same microorganism is large, then that disease may be severe enough to be enough to be life-threatening. That means that leads to death. Thus, our immune system that has a major role, or it's a major factor to prevent what? These diseases. If our immune system is very strong, then this number of microorganisms cannot be high. Okay. Let's wind up today's class. Let's recap today's main points. The first one is about different means of spread. These diseases are spreading through different means such as air, water, food, or by direct contact or indirect contact, etc. Then for each one we studied about different examples also, study that. Then second main point is the manifestations of diseases, that is organ specific and tissue specific manifestations. So which are the symptoms these diseases will show, and in which target organ microbes will enter to which target organ, and that target will depends upon the point of entry. But in some diseases like malaria, that Japanese encephalitis, etc., that point of entry is not affecting that particular organ. Then and also we studied details about that AIDS disease, AIDS. So study well that expanded form of AIDS, HIV, etc., and there how these AIDS transmitting other than sexual contact. That's also a very important point. Then we studied about the number of microorganisms If their number is more, what will happen? If their number is less, what will happen? So these are the main points we discussed today. Read the text very well. So thank you and Jai Hind.